Brian, as a gifting strategy, I've heard of this thing called a donor-advised fund. Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, a donor-advised fund is where you can essentially bunch up, and I'll talk about the benefits of that later, but bunch up a bunch of charitable donations into one tax year and then decide over time where that money gets distributed. And it can be distributed over many years to come. A situation where you were going to give anyway all these years, you might as well take advantage of the maximum tax deduction that you can with this strategy.
So with a donor-advised fund, does the donor have ultimate control over this fund?
Yeah, generally they do. There's different aspects of donor-advised funds, and some are put together through different custodians like Fidelity, donor-advised funds, that kind of thing. But you can set it up in a number of different ways. But primarily, and in fact, what's interesting about this is you can make the donation to your own donor-advised fund, and you don't even know where you're going to give the money yet, to which nonprofits. That's going to happen in the future. We're breaking the gift and the donation separately. The donation being the one part and the tax benefits of that, knowing that over the years to come is when the actual donation is going to occur to the nonprofit.
So it's a gifting strategy that you can employ over many years. It's not just 1 year, but it's multiple years then.
Yeah, that's right, because you can just give directly to a charity, but I want to get into an example of why you might consider this.
Okay, so give me an example.
So let's say that you were giving, $20,000 a year to charity for the next 10 years. That was your plan. And when you did your tax return, your house is paid off, and you don't have a lot of itemized deductions outside of this, and you realize, gosh, our standard deduction is $24,000 a year. I give $20,000 to charity. I get no benefit from that itemized deduction. I plan on doing this for the next 10 years. I will get no benefit from that itemized deduction. I'll give $200,000 to charity. I'm going to do that anyway and get no benefit. What if I did the $200,000 into a donor-advised fund in a high-income year and got a massive tax deduction at massive tax rates because I was in a high-income year? I don't even have to know where I'm giving that money for the years to come. I just have to get it in there. So I get a huge tax benefit from that. Let's say I'm at the 33% bracket. That doesn't exist, but let's just say so. And I put $200,000 in there. I got $66,000 coming back from the IRS for having done that. So I got a big tax benefit. I got all this extra money to do with what I want. And I'm still going to give that $20,000 a year away, plus any earnings, to charities to be determined in the future. So same amount of money going out, more money went to the charities, more money stuck with me, less to the IRS, and that's generally what we're trying to do as tax planners, is to find that solution.
Well, it sounds like a great strategy. Is there any reason why someone would not choose this particular strategy?
There is some complexity to setting this up. As with most things that can save tax money, there's usually some level of complexity to it. So I would say that's a disadvantage. The other disadvantage is, let's say your situation changes in the years to come negatively and you needed that money. Once you put it into the donor advised fund, you're not going to pull that money back out.
Can you give me an example of a client or someone that you've worked with who's used a donor advised fund?
Yeah, certainly as we do tax planning for people, as I started to mention, when you have a high income year, when you have a high income year or a low income year, these are great times to do some tax planning strategies. If it's high, then donor advised fund, that kind of thing. If it's low, Roth conversions, other things like that. So as a CPA, it's beyond the context of this short video. But when you have particular years that are out of ordinary, out of character to your other taxable years, great opportunity for some advanced tax planning.
Brian, great information about donor advised funds. Thanks for telling us about it.